What's up, everybody? It's your favorite skinny fat lesbian Hunter Avalone here, back with another wonderful video. Today, we are talking about everyone's favorite subject, fat acceptance. More importantly, how fat acceptance has struck again in a big way. And yes, pun intended. Are you ever just scrolling through Twitter when all of a sudden, boom, you see it, AIDS? Well, that's exactly what happened to me. This article actually came out last year, and somehow I am just finding out about this now. But you know what? I don't care if this came out last year. I don't care if this came out 5 years ago. This shit right here is timeless. So a fat sex therapist, whatever the heck that is, seriously compares fitness instructors to Nazis during a speech at a college. Holy crap, just the headline alone, and I already know we're in retardville. A woman whose Instagram name is the Fat Sex Therapist gave a speech at St. Olaf College on Thursday in which she compared fitness instructors to Nazis. So I still am not too sure exactly what a fat sex therapist is. Is this like a gender studies major, but worse? I truly believe that a child cannot consent to being on a diet the same way a child cannot consent to having sex, she said in her 2-hour-long speech at the college. I do agree with what she's saying, generally speaking. I do think that it's not very healthy to put children on diets, especially if you're making it really obvious what you're doing. You don't want your kids to start off at a very early age worrying and obsessing over their body, what the number on the scale says, so I can agree that that could be pretty bad for a child's psychological development. Obviously, if a kid is gaining weight and they're getting unhealthy, the parent may have to step up and start, like, quietly cutting sugar out of their diet or something to try and help them get healthier. But I will agree that, yes, you don't want to just put a kid on a diet. You don't want to start kids off with this unhealthy view of their body. But although I may agree with the initial statement she made, it's about to get so much worse. She says, "We should be critical of the use of science and the production of knowledge to continue promoting the idea that certain bodies are fit, able, and desirable. It is my fatness that causes my high blood pressure, or is it my experience of weight stigma?" she asks the audience. I also like how she lumps all these together. She says we should be critical of the production of knowledge to continue promoting this idea that certain bodies are fit, able, and desirable. Desirable is a subjective thing. Someone may be desirable to one person and someone may not be desirable to another, but we can use science, we can use knowledge, yes, to promote the idea that some bodies are fit and some bodies are able. However, that doesn't necessarily equal desirable. And as far as her kind of weird high blood pressure question, medically, your higher blood pressure is probably due to the fact that you're overweight. However, I'm sure weight stigma could also play a role in that. Of course, it's unhealthy to be overweight. You want to work to be in shape. You want to work to make sure that you're staying healthy. However, fat people certainly do experience weight stigma sometimes. There's actually even studies that have shown that fat people are less likely to get hired for jobs and stuff. So I do agree that there is such a thing as weight stigma and that should be addressed. However, we don't need to address weight stigma by ignoring what the science says about the unhealthy aspects of gaining weight. She then took it even further, calling the science that states that obesity is unhealthy fatphobic science, saying that it is often actually eugenic science. Eugenic science is Nazi science. Holy crap. So this crazy fat sex therapist started off with making a rather decent point and then just flushed it all down the toilet. Is she unironically calling science that states obesity is unhealthy fatphobic? Does she realize this is total and complete anti-intellectualism? This is just the denial of facts that hurt your feelings or contradict your narrative. To me, labeling science that disagrees with you fatphobic is no different than when those stupid neo-Nazis label all the plethora of data that contradicts their viewpoints as Jewish studies. And yeah, I'm gonna have to reject this hyper extreme comparison that science saying, hey guys, being fat is unhealthy, is eugenic science. No, it's a well-documented scientific fact that being overweight is accompanied with multiple different health problems. Then she goes on to say, I do not think it's surprising that the man who committed that act of terror in New Zealand was also a fitness instructor. She said that the shooting was a clear communication that there's still an idealized body? Okay, either I missed something or this bitch has been eating some laced donuts. What the absolute hell is she talking about? Seriously, who witnesses a horrific act like this where people die and then the first thing you say is, well, I think this is communicating that some people are pretty damn fatphobic. Nazis really love this idea of an idealized body. That's technically true, but still, you're making a massive leap. And so it makes a lot of sense to me that a fitness instructor might also think about an idealized body in this thin, white supremacist way. Okay, have we reached peak calling everything a Nazi now? Because hey, don't get me wrong, neo-Nazis are very real, and they exist. I've talked with them, I've debated them, I've dealt with many of them, okay? But this is absolutely absurd, and I gotta be honest, for a fat chick, she's making some pretty massive leaps. The 2-hour speech was sponsored by the college's Wellness Center Women's and Gender Studies Department. Yo! I literally called this, and the topic was radical fat liberation. That is one way of going about radical fat liberation, to write off science that contradicts your viewpoints as fatphobic, and then to compare fitness instructors to Nazis. Okay, that's one way to go about it, but I have to say, it's not the right way to go about it. So this fat sex therapist obviously is insane. She's off her rocker. I mean, I have never actually heard somebody make this comparison. So kudos there for originality. Also kudos to you for murdering my brain cells. You have killed far more brain cells than even the best marijuana ever could. But what do we do about the fat problem? Because right now we kind of have two sort of camps. We have people here who are saying, no, being fat is unhealthy. You need to lose weight. You need to lose weight. And then we have people over here that's like, no, we want to be body positive. I love my body no matter what, even if I'm unhealthy. So how do we actually solve this problem? Well, I'm going to take the enlightened centrist opinion. That's right. It's right in the middle. That's where we want to go, okay? No more of this worshiping your body even if you're fat, and no more of this condemning your body until you lose weight. Actually, what seems to be the best way to go about this is in fact body neutrality. The best thing you can do for yourself if you're overweight and you want to beat that sort of weight stigma is to just stop obsessing over your body entirely. Don't condemn your body and don't worship your body. Instead of focusing on what you can do for your body, focus on what your body can do for you. Multiple experts have actually weighed in on the effectiveness of body neutrality over body positivity. One certified personal trainer said body neutrality could be helpful for someone in recovery from an eating disorder or just looking to be more connected to their body. Going from I do not like my body to I love my body can be a stretch for a lot of people. Body neutrality offers a space to observe without judgment and forced positivity. Now, I can strongly agree with this because, as I've always said when talking about this issue, if you really love your body, you'll work to be healthy. You'll work to take care of your body. Another expert says body neutrality is a better approach for the collective because it encourages people to focus on what our bodies can do as opposed to what they look like. Furthermore, the journey of trying to find self-love is one composed of steep highs and lows. We try to focus on self-love and body neutrality. This is also a really good point because people can be a little bit overweight and still be healthy. This idea that thinness equals health is actually just false. It's not true. So I can agree with this as well, that body neutrality is a better approach and that it encourages people to look at what their bodies can do as opposed to what they look like. It's a lot less about what that number on the scale says, and it's a lot more about, are you living a healthy lifestyle? And then your body will kind of adapt naturally to that. Body neutrality encourages individuals to be loving and accepting of the body you are in, while at the same working towards your health and fitness goals. This is a fundamental practice within my mythology. Emphasizing on achievements versus appearance can be very inspiring both mentally and physically. I think it's quite obvious that body neutrality is a much better approach than body positivity. I don't think you should be obsessing with your body regardless. Rather, focus on living a healthy lifestyle, focus on what your body can do for you, rather than obsessing about what that number says on the scale or how you look. Well, there you guys have it. If you're a fitness instructor, or if you even go to a gym, you are literally Hitler. But seriously, let's put aside this whole loving your body no matter what crap, and let's also put aside this whole you're ugly if you're a little overweight crap, and instead, let's focus on body neutrality and what your body can do for you. Please give this video a like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all soon. I'm going to eat some donuts now so I don't become a white supremacist. Peace.